Well, first up, aviation expert Shawn Mendes has dispelled speculations that travel regulations at the Kotoka International Airport will drive away investors and subsequently reduce passenger traffic this Christmas. The travel regulation includes, among other things, compulsory vaccinations for all unvaccinated travelers disembarking in Ghana. Here's more.
For pre-arrival processes, all international passengers, including those from the ECOWAS region intending to fly to Ghana, will be required to have a PanaBio account and must ensure to have a COVID test 72 hours before the scheduled departure time from their country of origin. Upon arrival, all passengers 18 years and above arriving in Ghana will be required to also provide evidence of full vaccination for a COVID-19 vaccine at the point of embarkation. There is an exemption, however, for all unvaccinated Ghanaians and residents of Ghana who are currently outside the country and intend to return within 14 days between the 14th and 28th of December 2021. They would, however, be vaccinated upon arrival at the airport. This is one of the tightest restrictions ever introduced at the Kotoka International Airport amidst the global pandemic and the resurgence of the Omicron variant. Airlines who fail to comply will be surcharged $3,500 per passenger upon arrival at the Kotoka International Airport.
Well, let's hear the thoughts of aviation expert Shawn Mendes, who says the travel regulations will not affect passenger traffic. He spoke earlier on the marketplace.
There is always going to have to be a balance to be found between the economic impact and the public health impact of any protocols that are put in place to combat the pandemic. I don't think that vaccinations themselves are going to have a direct impact in terms of driving down passenger numbers. When we discussed this last year, I think we had mentioned that, Africa will be behind the curve and it's probably going to be around 2022 before mandatory vaccinations become reality in Africa. And I think Ghana is one of the first African countries now who are taking the step with vaccines pretty much available to anybody who wants them now in most African countries. This is not something that, that is going to drive people away who want to travel, but who are unable to access the vaccine. So I think that the people who are planning to travel are already vaccinated or have access to the vaccines. And I think it's actually something which will help boost the safety rather than drive down the numbers.
How much, a tightened measure is much more of a restriction, if we could put it that way, for international travelers?
Well, there are two tools at our disposal to combat the spread of the variants when traveling. One of these is testing, and one of these is vaccination. I think a lot of African countries led the way in terms of using testing as a means to be able to prevent transmission of spread through travel. And now that vaccination has become so widespread across the African continent, or at least access to vaccination has become widespread throughout the African continent, it is the next logical tool.
Shawn Mendes speaking there earlier with my colleague Charles Aite, Executive Secretary of the Ghana Tourism Federation. Emmanuel Frimpong joins us for a conversation on this because business operators in the tourism sector were expectant of influx of tourists during this festive season. And so thanks for joining us, Emmanuel. What do you make of the new guidelines?
Good evening, Darrell, and very good evening to your cherished viewers. What do I make of this new directive? Quite difficult, but if you look at what is happening around the globe, probably we have no option but to look at the best way for the country. For us as industry, it's painful because we all know that December is the best time of the year for us, but we always have to think about lives first before our profit or revenue. So yes, it's painful, but we believe that with the directive, we can adhere to it. It's not going to be that bad. We are hopeful that something will come out better for us.
Right, and like Shawn Mendes points out, he says he doesn't think it will affect passenger traffic this Christmas. Are you as optimistic as he is? I know you say things wouldn't be that bad, but what do you think would be the potential impact, especially for those who are unvaccinated?
What is going to happen is there will be some level of if you would say, negative impact. But I do not see it to be that of a high magnitude, because people are bent of traveling. They are really bent of traveling. So at least they have some space to get vaccinated. And I'm sure they will do that. Of course, some will cancel their flight, those who don't really want to get this vaccine. But the impact will not be that massive.
Well, aside from that, we have to deal with the concerns of the Omicron variant. And I guess people are going to be pretty careful where they go to this festive season because they do not want to catch the virus. And that could potentially also affect where they would love to spend the Christmas and how much they would want to spend anyway. What do you think?
I think if you look at all the variants that we have in the Omicron, it's not much different from what we already had. So if people can adhere to the protocols that we have established already, we shouldn't have any problem. But the conspiracy theory, that is what I see as something that is actually affecting the industry. People are saying all sorts of things that have no scientific backing. And that is what, to me, the authorities need to deal with. And if we are able to deal with that, I think we should be okay. People shouldn't take the Omicron as something that is so deadly. It's nothing different from what we already have. If we can take care of the protocols, get vaccinated, wash our hands wherever we are, we should be okay. We should be okay.
And as a federation, what are you doing to ensure that your members enforce these protocols so it's not profit over people's health?
Well, it's something that we are working closely with the Ghana Tourism Authority. In fact, we are meeting, GATOF will be meeting on Wednesday, and then there's a meeting between the private sector and the public sector, that is the GTA and GATOF. We have a steering committee representing the public-private partnership forum. They will be meeting within the week, and these are some of the things that they will be looking at. So we are very much in tune with what we need to do. And after this week's meeting, we hope to connect with our members and to lay out what they really need to do. And of course, also follow it up with some kind of going around to see if people are really adhering to the protocols that we have also laid out.
Thanks very much indeed, Emmanuel Frimpong. I mean, one of the important things you mentioned is the fact that people have to follow the protocols. That way you are sure that you'll be safe. Thanks very much for your thoughts tonight, Emmanuel Frimpong, Executive Secretary of GATO, speaking to us there. Now, in other news, Ghana is ranked the 8th biggest economy in Africa by the World Bank's latest report, dubbed African countries with the highest gross domestic product over time. The report captured the total monetary or market value of all goods and services produced within the economy last year. Charles Nixon has been looking through the data.
This is a vast improvement compared to the year 2005, in which the nation was outside the bracket of the top 10 biggest economies in Africa. However, with an economic size of $72.4 billion according to the World Bank, the country has witnessed consistent expansion in its economy in the last 15 years. That is largely boosted by oil production, which is now a critical sector of the economy. Ghana was one of the few African countries that witnessed a marginal growth of 0.4% in its economy last year after the global economy was battered by COVID-19. Despite this impressive growth rate of the economy in the past years, many economists, analysts and market watchers have questioned the impact of the country's high growth rate on real jobs and infrastructural development. They claim a better way of assessing the real impact of economic growth is through indicators such as happiness index and consumer confidence index. Meanwhile, with a total GDP of $432.3 billion, Nigeria was the biggest economy on the African continent last year. It was followed by Egypt and South Africa in second and third positions respectively.
Now, transforming the Ghana Stock Exchange to be a diversified investment hub for the post-COVID-19 economic recovery under the Ghana Cares Obatampa initiative is vital to government. This according to Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. The minister, in a keynote speech at the 30th anniversary dinner under the Ghana Cares Obatampa initiative, disclosed that government was going to work towards ensuring that the BERS becomes efficient for long-term revenue mobilization. Here's more in this report.
The move to transform the Ghana Stock Exchange is influenced by other countries like Singapore that have been able to transform their capital market and use the market as a catalyst for economic growth and supporting its citizens. This, according to the Finance Minister, will enhance the operations of the BERS to be highly efficient and dynamic on the continent.
Undeniably transforming Ghana's stock exchange into a deep, efficient, diversified and well-regulated exchange is central to our Ghana Cares Obatampa post-COVID-19 recovery agenda. Additionally, the policy connection with initiatives like the 10 billion CD Youth Start program for the youth is straightforward. Step by step, the government wants to work with the GSE to transform into a critical reservoir of patient capital for young Ghanaians to fund their dreams and ideas. In government, we are encouraged by the development efforts of nations such as Singapore. Over 20 years, they deliberately grew their stock exchange from a market cap of some 192 billion to over a trillion. Over 40% of issuers based outside Singapore.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Finance was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to the capital market and the success of the Ghana Stock Exchange. Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Reverend Daniel Ugbamitete, and businessman Togbe Apede also received honors during the night, as well as other stakeholders who contributed to the growth of the market. Speaking at the same event, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Eko Afezi, highlighted some performances on the BERS, especially with the bond market.
The market has returned 44%. It's up 44%. That is the composite index. Then we had the financial stocks index, which has gone up by 16%. And this is coming at the back of 3 years of a bear market, where we've had negative returns. So this year has been very good in terms of the equity market. You see capital raise, we raised about 5.4 billion. And then also, when you look at different, this market is a market that is causing wonders. This market was set up 5 years ago, we're in the 6th year. This market, this year alone, have done 199 billion units.
Former president of the Institute for Financial and Economic Journalists, IFEJ, Lloyd Evans, was also recognized for his compelling stories about the Ghana Stock Exchange during his tenure at Graphic as a business journalist.
And you're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll have more stories on the other side. All right, welcome back to Business Live. Umbrella body of insurance professionals, the Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, says it will champion the redefinition of the sector's penetration rate to reflect that of pensions and health insurance. Currently, the sector's contribution to GDP is hovering around 1%, limited to only life and non-life insurance premium contributions. Speaking to Joy Business at the 2021 CIIG Educational Conference and Annual General Meeting, President of the Institute, Teria Ben Ahmed, said the current rate is not a true reflection of insurance business in Ghana. Here's more.
According to the CIIG, compared to some other jurisdictions on the continent, Ghana's measure of the penetration rate is constrained by the exclusion of health insurance and pensions assets. Citing South Africa's sector as an example, President of the CIIG, Teria Ben Ahmed, told Joy Business that it has become imperative to review the factors that contribute to insurance penetration in Ghana.
The 1% insurance penetration is made up of only life insurance and general insurance. And that's, as of 2020, the market premium was about 3.9 billion, 2 billion of which is the contribution of life insurance, and about 1.9 billion of which is the contribution of general insurance. Now, if you look at what has happened at today's opening program, you realize that we have sought to ensure that we bring together all sectors of insurance in Ghana at this conference. So insurance is not only about life insurance and general insurance. Insurance is also about health insurance. Insurance is also about pensions. And so in the first quarter of 2022, CIG is going to come up with a journal. And the CIG journal is going to redefine insurance penetration in Ghana. And to have a consolidated view of insurance penetration, so that when we talk about insurance penetration in Ghana, it's not only the contribution of life and general insurance.
Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Insurance, Dr. Justice Yaofori, has expressed optimism about the new Insurance Act to improve insurance penetration.
The passage of Insurance Act 2021, Act 1061, has opened up new opportunities in innovation, insurance, and has ethical requirements for insurers. The Act will be supplemented with regulations to ensure that the benefits of this forward-thinking legislation is fully reaped by the market. It is hoped that this will result in the growth of the insurance sector, leading to the development of the national economy.
The three-day 2021 Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana Educational Conference and Annual General Meeting was themed Increasing Insurance Penetration and Coverage, Role of Regulations, Innovation and Ethics.
The Chief Executive Officer of Premier Health Insurance, Percy Asariansa, is asking government to offer tax rebates to local private health insurance companies. He says apart from taxes affecting operations, abysmal performance of the city is a great concern due to importation of drugs, reagents, amongst others. Mr. Asariansa was speaking to Joy Business at the company's 10th anniversary Thanksgiving Awards and cocktail night in Tema. Correspondent Kwame Yanka has more.
Premier Health Insurance has weathered the storm despite the difficult terrain in which the indigenous company operates. From scratch, the health insurance company has been able to build its client base, which is close to 95,000 at the moment, cutting across professions and individuals. However, to be able to provide optimum service in the 7 regions and beyond, Chief Executive Officer for Premier Health Insurance, Percy Asariansa, is asking for tax rebates and strengthening of the CD.
In Ghana, as a normal startup company, not unlike foreign companies who sometimes enjoy tax holidays and others, we did not have anything of the sort. So we had to struggle through all these, but all the time we are able to overcome it. We are praying that the CD also we will not depreciate so much, because anytime CD depreciates, it affects our business, since most of our components, drugs, reagents and others are imported from outside.
Meanwhile, Percy Asariansa says the company has been able to sign a contract with Ghana Medical Association to provide insurance cover for doctors.
Yes, we still do the corporate health insurance cover, which we have a lot of corporate clients on. But our mission, we want to get more people on to have access to quality health insurance in Ghana. And that is why we thank God that at least we have signed a contract with GMA to get all the doctors who are with GMA in Ghana health insurance cover recently, so that the doctors who are caregivers will also have the best of care in the country anytime they need health care. We are now 95,000. By the next 10 years, we should be over 1 million clients.
Premier Health Insurance is looking forward to spreading its wings to other parts of the African continent in the next decade.
All right, and that's our program tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. I want to lead you to our website, myjoyonline.com/business. There, our top story: economic outlook positive, but potential risks exist, according to the governor of the central bank. Thanks for watching, everyone. We are back same time tomorrow.